about 10 minutes time, mainly because you learn all that out the pearl farm. But on the way back, if you got any questions from the pearl farm, so I'll just talk about flora, fauna, maybe some indigenous things and that sort of stuff on the way out there. Acacia coli, the soapbush acacia, you see it along here, there's the silvery leaf. About this time last week, on the last Monday, yeah, because they've been closed for about 2 weeks.
Welcome aboard Meteor Futuri. So this is our pearl princess destination. Got our skipper pass at the back. Steps there are underwater, lower tides. Have we seen any fox today, Kath? Great. That's a great barren Bundy, but Thea on the other hand, not so good at fishing. But she's great at being moral support, so that's alright. And then this one, if you look in this thing, you can see where the actual plant is. And on this side you can see where the oysters created making the try to stop it. Beautiful, I know. It's rusty and beautiful, colourful. These are the harvest for oysters, fruit nuts, easy like that. But also, if our oyster was to die out at sea due to any of these health factors, he'll open his shell up. The fish will go in the oyster. If I've got a pearl in there and that shell's up thrown away, where's that pearl gone? Bottom of the sea. We're never going to see it again. Someone in Bali's going to get it, have a beautiful day. I'm just going to end up in a lot of trouble. So, having out the right buoy creates a little pocket. The pearl can sit there, we can get it back, which is awesome. Retired about 8 years ago. It stays here as a treat. The birds quite enjoy it. They've done some decorating for us. So it's painted up. The good thing about having this boat is all the birds do gather. As inviting as it is, I would not recommend swimming. As I said, we have a couple of resident crocs. So we have Nigel, the 4.5. I know that everyone is so focused on the crop, but what you can also see is the beautiful roots of the mangrove trees, and they are helping hold the integrity of the creek. So that's one of the females, probably cruising around maybe right underneath us, not too sure. Or coconut well with breathing spots around the not so much on this side. On that side there's 3-day camping. It's not really meant to be 3-day camping anymore. They have changed it to day use for a few reasons. One of them being the crop. However, you do still get people that are out there camping for a little while. As I said in the nursery, we never really know. Could be great, could be average, could be nothing. It's just part of the game. So with our oyster, it's got a flat side here and a curved side. Then got a hinge at the bottom and lips at the top here. That is where all of its internal anatomy will sit. So everything you're looking at there is all on that curved side of the oyster, and on the flat side, only the adductor muscle is attached to this side. We'll feel that there's something in there, a bit of an intruder, and it will signal to the adductor muscle to close the oyster. Now, as I said, the adductor muscle is the only part of the oyster that is attached to both sides, so that flat side and the curved side. We're here in Broome called Shinji Matsuri in August each year, and it's a festival of the pearl. One of those days we do a pearl meat cook-off, so we give some of the best chefs in town some pearl meat. They'll cook it however they believe to be great, and then they'll do a competition and see who can cook it the best, and there'll be a winner. Pretty bad case of Cleona. Had a few of those clams as well in there that we can see. So probably an unhealthy oyster. But this is the flat side of the oyster, foot or hinge at the bottom there, rounded side, so that is where all of the internal anatomy will be sitting. What I'll do, I'm not a technician, this one's not being reseeded. Unfortunately, it is its last day here with us. So I'll insert my knife, cut along that flat side. Once I've cut through the adductor muscle, the oyster will just release, some seawater will come out, and then we'll be able to open it and have a look. So as you saw, some water came out. Our oyster has been cut through that adductor muscle. Maybe need to cut it slightly a little bit more. Nope, might be a hard one to open. There we go. So very, unfortunately, unhealthy looking oyster. As we can see on this side, it's got marks all over the shell, and that shell from that Cleona has just totally degraded in my hands. So as we said, Cleona is a bio-eroding sponge, and it's pretty much eroded that shell. This part around here is the sensory tissue. We've then got the mantle tissue in here. That little bit there, that's the adductor muscle, so that is the part of the oyster we eat. Just up there, you can probably see on the camera, that is the gills. And then in here is that gonad region of the oyster. Now, as I said earlier in the nursery, that nacre is pretty gooey. Kind of looks like snot from a young kid. And that is why I say that. Where I can see that pearl. Right, so can you see a pearl there?
Yeah.
Can you feel it? Just there. You feel that one? So what I'll do is I'll make a little cut there. So I've cut that there. Now you can grab this. Might be a little bit big. So you can either use that and scoop it out, or you can use your fingers. What do you want to do?
I'll use my fingers.
Fingers. That's what I reckon. Easier. Perfect. So we have a little pearl. It's tiny and it's pretty weirdly shaped. So rather than basing this on those 5 traits that I told you our pearls were valued on, this one will be based on weight rather than those 5 virtues. So that's pretty cool. As I said, we never know what kind of pearl will come out of our oyster. So welcome to touch it if you want to feel that gooey, snotty nacre. So the first 2 and the most important, luster and reflection. So luster is the way that the light interacts with that pearl. We want our pearls to